Hey guys, it's Gale right here, back on the 5-9 channel. We have the Golden Week unit information finally out for us to discuss. Of course, we all thought, oh, it's gonna be a Goku going from Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 3, Great Ape, and then Super Saiyan 4. Same with Vegeta. Turns out it's just Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta. Goresh was somehow right as well when he made that assumption that it could just be Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta, which is surprising to me. But I'm not the only one here to discuss these units. Today with me we have Sunblade. Say hello.
Yeah, hello. Finally, I'm waking up. Dokkan was so dead for weeks now, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, these units dropped at a bit of an odd time. Usually they drop much earlier. This is like right now for me personally, it's 11:30 a.m. Usually the information either drops at like 2 a.m. my time or 3 a.m. I should say with daylight savings, or at like 9 a.m. in the morning. It's quite late on in the afternoon / evening for Japan, of course. So a bit of an oddball, but let's get right into it, right? Let's talk about these units themselves. And both units, both Goku and Vegeta, lead a new category called GT Hero. Both give themselves Ki +3 and stats 170%. Obviously, thanks to Talon for translating this. And they also give Goku family and Vegeta family, respectively, Ki +3 and stats 150. I think this is fair. I mean, there's not much to add on to this. I mean, Sunblade, what do you think about the whole GT Hero, GT Boss category thing? Because, of course, along with GT Hero, there is a GT Boss category being added into the game, which we will come on to in a second, because one of the awakenings, I should say, a long-awaited awakening, does do something with GT Bosses. So, what do you think, Sunblade, about these two new categories? Personally, I think they're much better than some of the categories they've recently added. I think this is sort of the long-awaited GT category, but it's just split in kind of half, What do you think, Sunblade?
Okay, first off, GT Hero, a very good category. Like, I'm already imagining rotations in my head. Like, we can use the Goku and Vegeta in one rotation, and in another rotations you have the Super Saiyan 4s, either the upcoming EZAs or the Dokkan Fest LRs. So this category, along with the new side units, with the non-Dokkan Fest exclusive units, this team will be absurdly good. Really good. The units themselves, they are not as hype, I think, because they don't have a Super Saiyan 4 transformation, but we'll get to that. About the GT Bosses category, like, I think it's soft confirmed, quote unquote, soft confirmed, don't quote me on that, that will get an LR later, the celebration, maybe Super 17 LR, maybe Omega Shenron, I don't know, but somebody has to lead this category with probably 130, I don't know, but yeah.
I mean, it could also be that this is the start of the GT celebrations, and then the end all be all could be a new LR SSJ for Goku and Vegeta that fuses into Gogeta that leads GT Heroes, and on the opposing side we could have Sin Shenron transforming into Omega that leads GT Bosses, right? So that's also something that's possible way down the line, right? But these units are very similar to one another. So if you go on to their essays, they're exactly identical. Both greatly raise attack for 1 turn, stack defense, do immense damage, and greatly lowers enemy defense. Now, I will say this, Talon has said they stack defense. There are some other translations floating about that say they only raise defense for 1 turn. So we're a bit iffy on this. We need to wait until the global translations come out. Unfortunately, it's a global shaft. Global still doesn't have the units information, so we don't know where that's going to be at. But Sunblade, either or, what do you think would be better? I mean, obviously, I personally think stack defense would be better, and I think you'd agree with me on that as well, right?
Yeah, right.
But what do you think, just generally, even if it's like for 1 turn only, what do you think? Let's go with 1 turn only, assuming the worst case scenario, right? How do you feel the units would be if that was their essay?
Still pretty fine. We will go through the passive, but we can already see that one unit will get more defense when there's a certain unit on the rotation. So I think they will do just fine, even in the first slot, if it's the worst case scenario.
I completely agree with you on that one. I think we should just get on to their passives, because I think that obviously matters a whole lot when it comes to this. So both have, again, very similar passives, just a slight niggling difference, I should say, between two things. So their passives are attack 180% and defense 120% straight up, which is great. Randomly change one type of orb to rainbow. So already much better than the Reps of Universe 7 situation where they didn't get a single rainbow orb changer in the entirety of the anniversary celebration, which was really weird. I know a lot of people complained, including Truth and various other members of the Dokkan community. So GT already gets this, so that's a huge dub. And for every orb obtained, now this is where things change. So Goku gets only 20% attack when he supers for each orb obtained, and this is any orbs, rainbow, normal type orbs, everything. Whereas Vegeta gets attack and defense 10% when you super. So Vegeta basically gets an extra sort of defense, whereas Goku gets only attack when he gets orbs, right? And when a GT hero is on the same rotation, Goku gets an additional 50% defense, whereas Vegeta gets an additional attack 50%. Now again, this is where translations are a bit different as well for other people. Other people say that each unit that's on the rotation that's a GT hero, Goku gets an additional 50%. So whereas Talent says it's only 150% stack, other people are saying it's 100% stack basically, because there's going to be 2 GT heroes on the same rotation, assuming you're running a full GT hero team, right? So Sunblade, either or, again, we can't really guarantee it, right? Again, because of the iffy translations. But what do you think about the passive overall in combination with the SA?
I think this is awesome. The amount of damage those units will put out will be crazy good. I'm very excited to play them, and I personally think that they will just get the 50% instead of the 100%, because 100% would be absurd. Imagine how this will multiply into the rest. I think this will be too strong with the 100%, but I could be wrong, maybe. So we'll see, but I think those 2 cards are really powerful.
I completely agree with you on this one. Again, I think we'll have the images of the units on screen for you guys to look at right now, but the new units don't have the best of stats. It seems like it's very similar to how Videl was, where the stats are a bit on the low side. It's better than Videl's from what I can gather, or at least the little I looked into it. But overall, they still have low stats, right? But they are nukers at the end of the day. You have to remember, they are nukers. So if you get a lot of orbs for them on the field, you're gonna be more than likely going to be doing a whole lot of damage. Now we come on to their active skill, and this is where the Super Saiyan 4 transformation comes in, because on their back of their cards, they have the Great Ape transformation and the Super Saiyan 4 transformation looming over the background of the card art. But, of course, they don't actually transform. They are part of the active skill animation. So, animations and all aside, they look amazing. But this is the curse of Int Broly is back on these 2 units. They need to attack 4 times. And this is 4 additional supers, I should say. 4 supers that they must do in order to do their active skill. Which means they won't, at minimum, if you don't get any additionals, nothing of that sort, you cannot activate them until at least turn 10. Sunblade, I know obviously Truth would immediately come here and say, it's very bad. And I would tend to agree. I kind of gave Broly some leeway because he had additionals in his passive. These guys don't have any additionals in their passive at all. You're relying on hidden potential, the hidden potential additional, right? To be able to get the extra attacks. So how do you feel about this? Because I think this is kind of in my opinion. You don't need it, obviously, because it's just an attack, but it's still you're not going to see it that often, right?
Right, and you said at the beginning it's Broly's curse, but I would go even further. It's much worse, because Broly has built-in additionals into his kit, and they don't have, and Vegeta is int. So, the free-to-play players will have him at 55%, and he will probably not be able to do an additional super attack unless you give him a skill orb or something.
Yeah.
So turn 10 it is, and turn 10 is not very good. I have to agree on Truth here. So I'm very sad because those active skills look really good. I love Goku's active skill. It's so beautiful. So.
Yeah, it's just a shame because it's just I understand obviously we do have content in the game that you can do it in, like LGE and, the God event and stuff like that. But obviously once you're done with those, you don't necessarily go back to those that often. Whereas Super Battle Road, people love going back to them and more whatnot. And they're the ones that keep getting updates the most, arguably, right? So you're bound to use that more, right? It's just you're bound to use these units more in Super Battle Road than anything else. And same with Battlefield as well, which is a very quick event. Again, you can't see it there because you're done by turn 3 or 4 in that as well. So again, it's a shame that it's so quickly, it's such a bad condition. But alas, thankfully it's not like, super impactful, right? It's nothing like that can supremely aid you. Yes, it could make the difference in certain situations, but it's not like, oh, you need to have it, right? So at least there's that, I suppose, right? Let's move on to the banner units as well as a special awakening. So we'll go on to the banner units first. So we'll start off with Gohan and Goten, who will most likely be featuring on Goku's banner, because when they did the super attack animations, Gohan and Goten and Goku's animations were together, and Goten and Trunks and Vegeta, were on one animation tweet. So basically they were separated. So Gohan and Goten, GT Tech, as I like to call them, the GT Go Bros. They lead GT Hero Key plus 3 stats 120, greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn supreme damage, and their passive very straightforward. When you super attack and defense 150, guaranteed additional with a medium chance to be a super attack. I wish this was on the main units actually. And GT Hero category allies Key plus 3 attack and defense 40%. Super straightforward. Very good in my opinion. They're no nonsense kind of, quick, two-liner, and they actually do the job because they're support units and they get attack and defense when they super, so you're probably going to put them in the second or third slot anyways, right? Because they're support units. What do you think about this one, Sunblade?
Yeah, really, really good. It's amazing. Like, a new category releases and the latest Dokkan Fest exclusive is a monster support unit like that. Key plus 3 in attack and defense up 40%. That's crazy good. So if you pull them, that's actually a huge W. I like that.
I will say these two units remind me a lot of the Gohan and Frieza and Gohan and Piccolo during the Reps of Universe 7 celebration, right?
Right.
There's a lot of parallels between these banner units and the Dokkan Fest, as well as the actual celebration we had for Reps of Universe 7. Let's move into Trunks and Goten. Speaking of GTAGL, GT Hero Key plus 3 stats 120, stacks attack and defense supreme damage. Passive is Key plus 3 attack and defense 150. When you super attack, additional 40% attack. Guaranteed additional attack with a medium chance to be a super attack. Goku family allies Key plus 3 and attack and defense 40%. And Vegeta family allies Key plus 3 attack and defense 40%. These guys are broken. These guys are genuinely like unbelievable. They stack. They give themselves a lot of attack and defense and keep just guaranteed. When we super attack, we're getting an additional 40% attack, which I assume will also add on when you get that additional super attack in the same turn. And they support both Goku family and Vegeta family.
Right.
This is just crazy. They probably might not have a lot of categories though, because Trunks and Goten, it's going to be kind of similar to the LR Goten and Trunks Kid version, right? Except they probably won't have World Tournament and such. They'll probably just have GT Hero instead. But yeah, what do you think about this one, Sunblade? This is, in my opinion, I prefer these guys to Gohan and Goten, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know which one I prefer, but I love both of them, and both are really good, but if you put a gun to my head, I would say the second one is better. They stack attack and defense really good. They support both categories. I just love both units, man. I have no words. Really good.
Yeah. And now we come on to the final one, the one that everybody's been waiting for, the one that has people frothing in their mouths. Metal Wildrose Awakening is finally here. He leads STR types Key plus 3 stats 90%, which is, nothing very impressive, but again, it's an old unit. Awakening, not surprised. His SA raises attack infinitely, or is it? I'm pretty sure it raises infinitely. Greatly raises defense for 1 turn, supreme damage, and lowers enemy attack. I assume because it's in commas, that's why he stacks infinitely, stacks his attack infinitely. So really good there already. In my opinion, lowers enemy attack. That's going to be great for SPR especially. Extreme STR doesn't necessarily need another unit that lowers attack, but we'll take it still. Passive is at the beginning of turn, defense 120%. When you super attack, 120% attack. GT boss category allies Key plus 2 and defense 40%. When facing a GT hero enemy, own attack and defense 60%. Super effective against all types. And when you have attacked an enemy, high chance to stun for 2 turns. And when the turn ends, heal 5%. A lot of stuff happens when you're facing a GT hero, Sunblade. What do you think about Wildrose Awakening?
Yeah, that's actually amazing. I believe the final part of it, the healing thing, is always in effect.
Gotcha, yeah.
Regardless of the GT hero category enemy. But yeah, I've been waiting for this, and Well, the formula applies. The longer you have to wait for Dokkan Awakening for a unit, the better it is. And here he finally is. He's so good. His link set is amazing. He has Big Bad Bosses, Metamorphosis, so he will probably have Fierce Battle. I think. I hope.
He does. I'm pretty sure he does, yes.
Okay, so, yeah, amazing. He's basically indestructible, I would say. He lowers enemies' attack. Yeah, I love to run him. And he's a support unit for a category that doesn't have a leader yet. I like that, and basically everybody has him rainbowed, so yeah, it's a treat.
100%. I'm looking forward to this. This is a very nice celebration from what it looks like. I mean, at least the units wise, and the news that has been coming, of course, you know, Global's getting the ESBR stages, IDBH and stuff like that. So it's setting up to be a great celebration for both JP and Global players. Now I am going to do what you said to me earlier on, and I'm gonna put a gun to your head and ask you, what is your favorite unit out of these Sunblade?
Probably the Vegeta. Because Vegeta's family really needs the help. I know that Vegeta has prepared for battle. He has royal lineage, fierce battle, of course. So those are links that are very, very common in Vegeta's family. And yeah, this category really needs help, and the Vegeta, yeah, brings the help, brings the support. So yeah, I love him.
I think this is good as well. I agree. Like, I'm glad that they're starting off as SSJ anyways. Like, it would have been either or. I think they would have started as SSJ even if they had to transform all the way to Super Saiyan 4, or if they were just what they are now. Because we don't have that many SSJ Goku and Vegeta from GT that are actually good, and you put them on a team willingly, right? So this is a huge dub in my opinion. They're going to be a grade 8 to the grade 8 power category as well. Just generally, they'll be really solid as well, I think. So yeah, massive dubs all around. Let us know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of these units? What did you like the most? Are you going to be summoning for them? Again, comment section down below. We'll be looking to see what you guys think. Of course, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more Dokkan content. Sunblade and I will be back in a future video. Take it easy until then, everybody.
I will.
Yeah. Gotta take it up like this, yo. Drop like this. Guess the man's man, no man ever survived. Invisible